How do you feel about job interviews? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are you terrified of them? The reality is, job interviews can be really challenging and cumbersome processes that people typically do not love. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the bitter reality of the job interview process from a recruiter's standpoint. Let's go. Now, in this video, I'm going to go through some specific things that you might experience as a candidate, but make sure you stick around to the very last one because the last one will probably shock you more than the other. Now, the first one, being the best candidate for a job guarantees you nothing. And I say that for a lot of reasons, but some of the main ones are that one, just because you're the most qualified doesn't mean you will interview the best. Oftentimes, it is the candidate who interviews the best who gets the job, not the person who's most qualified and would be most effective at the role. Part of the reason I made this channel is to help candidates interview, but candidates who prepare and give themselves that advantage can often get the job over the most qualified candidate. Additionally, it might not even be that someone interviews better than you. It could also be that there is an internal candidate, someone who already works at the organization, so they have a massive advantage over you. Or it could be a referral candidate, somebody who is your competition, knows someone at the organization, and because of that, well, it's much easier for them to get the job. So even though you are more qualified, you might not get it, and they will. The second bitter reality fact is that you might interview for a job. You might nail it, and the hiring team might want to hire you, and it still might not go through. So what do I mean by that? So I have talked with many a hiring team, many a hiring manager about candidates. They get to the end, they want to extend an offer, and then for whatever reason, typically something going on organizationally, they can't do it. Maybe there is a hiring freeze. Maybe there is a change in business need. So you could do everything right. You could be the perfect candidate and you could make a great connection with the hiring manager, and the hiring manager might be like, I want to hire this candidate. But then things change and they're not able to. And this actually does happen all the time. By the way, if you're finding value in this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's free, it tells YouTube I don't suck, and it motivates me to make more videos like this, and it really helps the channel. And if you're already willing to do that, then hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you never miss one of my 3 free weekly videos, all designed to help you nail your next interview, land your dream job, and maximize your career. Another reality is the vast majority of the time, there are going to be more interviews than are necessary. I see this online all the time. There's polls on LinkedIn, how many interviews are necessary, and like 2 or 1 always wins. But guess what? In the real world, it never happens like that. Most of the time, you're going to have 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 interviews. Do they truly need all those interviews to assess your candidacy? No. Are you still going to go through that many interviews? Yes. Do me a favor. In the comment section below, if you could write the most interviews you have ever gone through for a job that you ended up getting, I would be very interested. For me, it was 6. The next bitter reality is that you should absolutely be prepared to have no idea where you stand in the interview process. Do they like you? Do they not like you? Are you close to the end? Do you still have a lot of interviews left? One of the most challenging things I think about the job interview process is there is a significant level of ambiguity. It is hard to know what is going on. It is hard to decipher how they feel about you. It is hard to decipher when an offer might be coming, if you'll even get one, if it'll be a good offer, and is the job a good fit? There are so many unknowns, and it's one of the things that makes interviewing one of the more anxiety-fueled processes you might have to go through as a professional adult. By the way, if you're one of those people who does get anxiety and is trying to land a job and you have like the perfect job in front of you and it's really important to you, below in the description box, I've actually linked to my full interview guide. And it is everything you need to know to absolutely crush your interview. So if you're ready for the ultimate advantage in getting a next job, description box. The last bit of unfortunate reality you have to face as a candidate is companies will intentionally lowball you when it comes to the offer. They might think you're a great candidate and they'll still do it. If they see that you've been unemployed recently or you are someone who is on the market, they're going to look at that and go, we could probably get this person for a great value. If you are someone who has expressed a ton of interest and you've told them that you really need to move and make a change to a new job, they understand they have that leverage. And a lot of companies will absolutely take advantage of it. They might have a range, and because you're at a lower salary right now and you disclose that, they bring you at the bottom of the range as opposed to the midpoint, which might be appropriate for your experience. That is a bitter reality and a bitter truth of being a candidate. Now, there are a lot of companies who will just give you a fair offer and they're going to make an offer based on their salary range, not where you come from. That is great, but many times companies will absolutely lowball you and take advantage of the leverage that they have. Now, one of the things that you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you don't set yourself up for failure by making mistakes when you're talking about compensation with companies, which is why I made this video here. This video here is different mistakes you might make and things you want to make sure you don't say when you're talking salary with a potential new employer. So I am done here, but I'll see you over there.